So, this weekend, my mother passed away. I don't know what from, how. Um, I've always been the target of the abuse in our family. So, my brother always received everything while I received virtually nothing. Um, I tell this story to my husband where my brother Derek would always get a candy bar when we went to the grocery store. And one day I finally asked my mom, I said, "Why don't I get one as well?" And she said, "Because you don't ask for one." So then the next time I asked for one and she said, "No." Um, I was so neglected of touch. I received very little from my mother or father. And I remember going up to my mom and asking her if I could get a hug. And she's like, "Why? Why? No." Besides the various broken bones and bruises and getting punched in the face and everything else. Um, yes, in psychology, there is actual there there are actual problems that occur with a child if they're so neglected, particularly if they have to watch another child, or in this case my brother, get everything and watch as he is, because my mother had narcissistic personality disorder. My brother does as well, and he married one, and his two children are as well. So that's where I get to this point. Apparently, my mother died this weekend. According to my son, who found out from his his sister that this all happened. Ironically, Derek and his family are not there. They're in New Orleans so that they can watch my niece's husband play football. So my family gave everything to Derek and their kids, his kids, and his wife, including building them two homes, and not, they didn't have to pay him anything, which is, you would think, wouldn't you think that maybe you should have a little bit of gratitude? Because the only reason you're getting that is because my mother decided you were the golden child. And it was well known. And if my grandparents were still alive, this would not be happening. There's only so much they can blame everything on me. Had they contacted me, I could have given them advice that more than likely would have helped my mother live a little longer. I worked at an Alzheimer's facility, did research on it, and had a lot of information that I was willing to share, but they would not take that. So their other daughter, Avery, is posting on TikTok how to get ready with me, because now she has a following of, a couple thousand people, because her sister is married to someone who's playing for the Saints. And when I called her out on it, because she wasn't just doing that, she was like, "Oh, I'm so bored. I don't know if I should watch Dancing with the Stars or something else." And I'm like, "Okay, how about your grandmother?" Because I know that anytime that Brandy needed childcare, if they were sick, they both took off work to go take care of them. This was the common theme. You get everything, your children get everything. They've already stolen all my inheritance that I actually have documentation from, where my grandparents had written me letters talking about it, or Christmas cards that would say things along those lines. Um, but if I'm not there, it's much easier to lie about me, to make it look like, oh, as my cousin said, that I need to go back on my medication for the fact that I was abused so severely for all those years. And Ryan Oliver at the insurance broker or insurance agency in Canby thought that what? I was making this up, because his mother never thought that. His aunt, Vicky Lang, never thought that. In fact, they always knew it was my mother that was crazy. So I don't intend to go to a funeral, but they're so paranoid that they think I might show up, that they are making sure that this is kept to themselves. And basically, my mother was horrible. She was horribly abusive to me. If they want to believe otherwise and tell people things otherwise, go right ahead. But I have pictures proving that I have worked in places like Gaza, Jordan, Egypt. I'm going back this year to Lebanon, Syria, because I broke my ankle and I couldn't go last year. And I have people like the head of the Switzerland military who I know. But instead, so my sister-in-law did not go to my Grandpa Turk's funeral because apparently she was busy. She went to my grandmother's funeral. I don't know if she'll even go to this funeral, if it's actually true, because they're so self-absorbed that it doesn't seem to matter. And my father was an alcoholic most of my life, and he would like that to be kept quiet. That and the fact that he abused me and he abused my son, and they would like that to be kept quiet. Instead, it's easier to say, oh, no. She's the one that's crazy, right? Because we stole money from her, and that's okay. So, Derek, Brandy, Jordan, and Avery, you need to, for once, take accountability for what you're doing. And if it was my daughter that had to be there when her grandmother passed away because you were all too busy, you disgust me. You truly disgust me. But you won't care because you're narcissists.